something you want to ask? Hi, I'm Phil S. Pumpkins, and I'm here to ask you. You got something you want to ask? Every year, around this time, I don the flammable jacket from China in order to celebrate the season, spooky season. My wife's favorite holiday. Is it my favorite holiday? I don't know what my favorite holiday is. I think most of my favorite holidays are holidays that you don't celebrate anything, but you get the day off of work anyways, and there's no obligations. Those are the best holidays. I've upgraded the costume this year by wearing gym shorts. Also these Crocs, but I usually wear those too. Last week on the show was pretty serious. I dressed business casual, we made fancy food, and there weren't that many jokes. Hi buddy, you wanna come hang out for this? Tonight, I'm committed to making a fool of myself, because that's really why you're watching. I know. Okay, bye. All kinds of wonderful announcements today, and the first one is, hold please, the return of the cheese hat. That's right, it's finally home and back upon my head where it belongs. But there's more, and John doesn't even know that there's more. He's nodding because he doesn't know. Wait till you see this. A new hat! That's right, new cheese hat. This one's fancier, more reflective of who I am as a person, I think. Now I'm a wholesome boy and a classy boy who wears a cheese hat. If you want, you can even combine the two for the ultimate cheese hat combination. My God, look at that action. Slappy Joe sent us this hat. What a guy. So on that note, I haven't told you what we're gonna make. Tonight on the show, we're revisiting a recipe that I don't like and didn't have a good time making. Tonight we're gonna make a pumpkin shepherd's pie. And you can take that to the bank. As I get older, I have less and less appetite for looking like an idiot for your entertainment, John. But I pregame tonight, because why not? Okay, let's get festive. Cider from Apple's Old Tub. The most disappointing bourbon that I have purchased this year. Don't buy it. Now, I don't appreciate drinking juice on its own much these days, so I'm gonna throw some tea in there to water it down. Wait, we gotta get even more festive. It's the holiday season. Okay, alright, that's enough bullshit. I've entertained you, now let's cook. Using the fancy knife tonight. Why? Because I'm dressed to impress. We're gonna preheat the oven today. I'm gonna remember to do it ahead of time. 400 degrees. And then we're gonna make potatoes. Now, it's one of those recipes where everything's in fucking cups, which is the worst way to write a fucking recipe, because how many, the first ingredient is 4 cups of chopped potatoes. Now, how many potatoes is 4 cups, John?
4 potatoes.
I don't f***ing know. I don't know what the answer is. It doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. Loosely speaking, you'll want maybe like 2 pounds of potatoes. I think that's probably what we want. I don't know anymore. I never knew, and I don't anymore either. So here I am peeling a potato. We are making mashed potatoes, but the mashed potatoes is where we're putting the pumpkin. So in fact, instead of just being mashed potatoes, it's actually pumpkin mashed potatoes. I know that is unorthodox. And also, like shepherd's pie, if you didn't eat it growing up, then you are me, and you're like, why this dish? My dogs are mad. Ooh, follow me, I'll show you my strategy. My strategy to make the dogs stop barking. Just fucking close the curtains. Just close them. See, look, they stopped. I recently had a conversation with my father-in-law about potato peelers, you know, like you do. I think he was saying that, like, that when he was in the military, that you know, it's like a cliche, right? That like the military, they peel potatoes and shit, but they don't anymore. They have like industrial machines that just peel the fucking potatoes for them. That's where your tax dollars go. Oh man, that's I hope no one thinks that's a political statement. It's not. That is a joke. Let me just explicitly tell all of you people that was a dumb joke, but an actual conversation. It's a true fact. Okay, let's chop one potato and see how many cups that is. Now, do you need to chop it up real good? Yes, that's how you cook. What fucking kind of question is that? Chop up the potato real good. Wow, you are a champion chopper. No, you're not. I am. I chopped them. Okay, that's one potato. Oh, lost the homie. One potato is 1 cup.
Called it.
Incredible. No one could have ever figured this out. Oh, watch this. This is called a depth of flavor. It's a bold maneuver. Positively festive. All right, there's another cup. Man, I'm chopping potatoes like it's a Tuesday. Honestly, a lot of PGCs these days are calm, you know, relatively speaking. This Tuesday has progressed so much that I'm not comfortable using this new knife. And as soon as I'm done with these potatoes, I am not gonna use this knife no more in an effort to preserve all of my fingies. Fingies and phalanges, that's right. Here is my pot. There it is. Here's the other side. Got something you want to ask? All right, we did the potatoes. Those will take a while to boil. And while we're working on those, we can work on other things. Shut up, oven. All right, here I got some Brussels. They're actually called Brussels sprouts. And I'm gonna wash them in the bag that they came in. Again, reference recipe said 2 cups of sliced Brussels. What the f is 2 cups of that? I don't know.
8.
Okay, so we're gonna slice them. And by slicing them, it'll make them cook faster. And for our casserole, which is essentially what we're making, you know, it'll be a component. Wait a minute. So I'm gonna use that knife no more. Yes, I feel much more safe with this also sharp knife. My hat's going. My glasses are gone. I don't need them. Where'd that cup measure go? Okay, how many Brussels? Sliced Brussels is 1 cup. I don't know, I guess that, right? We'll throw in a couple more because we're healthy boys. We love our Brussels. All right. Okay, the Brussels, we got those chopped. Yeah, it's food that we're making, so you know an onion's involved. And I'm not making this up. Lads and lattices. This recipe calls for half an onion. It was like the one thing they didn't put in cups. I don't know. They wised up. They were like, no one will measure a cup of onion. All right, so this is a yellow onion that we chopped in half. Now we're dicing it. Good enough. Okay, that one's done. Here I have a pack of Kirkland brand bacon. That's right. Now we have Costco ingredients sometimes. Why? Because I went there. You don't need a lot of bacon today. This means there's more bacon for tomorrow. You need 3 slices of bacon, or in my case, 4. Here's that bacon, which I'm gonna chop in a somewhat weird way. I used that voice inflection to indicate that it's actually not that weird, and I'm not being that serious. But you might have picked that up by the fact that I'm dressed like this, maybe. Initial review of this Costco bacon, not really all that different from what I would say is generic grocery store bacon, but it's not thick. It ain't feel great. Okay, so we got this side pan right here. No problem. Jacket's not on fire. So take that bacon and slap it in a pan. You don't need nothing else, just the bacon. You can see on the side we got our potatoes cooking. So far, so good. Okay, what's next? We can get out some other ingredients. Today we'll be featuring ground turkey. Ground turkey. Why? Because it's the holidays, right? It starts with Halloween, then it's Thanksgiving, then it's Christmas. You eat turkey the whole time. That's the whole point. That's why there's holidays. Look at these foamy ass potatoes. Okay, that bacon's cooking. Give it a flip, it's done. Just kidding. I tell you what, throwing that cinnamon stick in there was an upgrade. Throwing that potato in there, downgrade.
Balance in all things.
Yeah, balance in these nuts. Okay, what else can we do? We're using some fresh thyme. There's a store named after the concept of fresh thyme. Give it a rinse. And then we can pinch the thyme, you know, adjacent to where the bacon was. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. You'd trust a man dressed like this, right? If you're not completely stupid, move the bacon around so it actually cooks and doesn't just sit in a pile. Actually, at this point, you can add some of these veggies. Guess how many cups half an onion is this time? 1. You can throw all this shit in here. Well, not the thyme, but we just did anyway. That thyme's actually not meant for this part of the recipe. I still got some for where it's supposed to, so no problem. You can throw in the Brussels. Okay, well, we'll get that cooking. Are these potatoes cooked? Yeah, they are. Okay, now we can make our mashed potatoes. We gotta pop open the pumpkin. So we're using pumpkin 100% pure, not pumpkin pie filling, just pumpkin. Because you don't want this to taste like a pie. You want it to taste like a shepherd's pie. Okay, so now we need to strain our potatoes. Watch this. Tough actin, tenactin. Okay, those are the potatoes. To this, we will add a cup of pumpkin. Now, of course, going on with our theme of inconvenient ratios, a serving of pumpkin is 1/2 of a cup. And there are 3.5 cups in this can. Therefore, that means that there are 1.75 cups in this can. Which means to use a cup, you need to use slightly more than half the can. Or slightly less, I don't know. Okay, that seems like enough. To this, we will also add 4 tablespoons of butter. That's right, this is not a healthy dish. It's not. Oh, we're picking up more thyme. That's okay, because that's where the thyme's going. This is the kind of thing where it tells you to mix all these things up together and cook them together, and I just don't think it's gonna work that well, but we'll see. All right, we need a 1/2 cup of cream. Here's our cream. Of course, the serving size is in motherfucking tablespoons. That's okay. That's fine. Here I have a dry measure for a 1/2 cup. In she goes. And then we scoop up the thyme, fresh thyme. Half of it's on my hand. We add some salt. And then we add a little nutmeg. And nutmeg will give it that seasonal flavor. But also it goes nice with savory things too. And then we're gonna mash it. And in an ideal world, we'll have some orange ass mashed potatoes. Now, if you are a rational thinking human being, you probably at this point would be like, why didn't you just use sweet potatoes? They're already orange. And the answer is, because we wanted to put pumpkin in this dish. But look at this, we're making some nice orange mashed potatoes. Let's give it a taste. That taste test. Delicious. Tastes great. It's basically like mashed potatoes with a hint of pumpkin flavor, which is probably perfect because honestly you don't want to taste the pumpkin that much, right? What else can we do? Nothing. We cook these down a little bit longer. We're trying to crisp up the bacon, cook the onions. So I think we're actually at a pause point. Don't go nowhere. Wait, I forgot something in the potatoes. You're supposed to add cheese, which means I need to switch hats. This is Swiss cheese, it's shredded. You're supposed to add a cup of Swiss cheese. There are 1.5 cups in this bag. See what a pain in the dick this is? So that's like 2/3 the bag, roughly. Yeah, everyone missed out that segment. Okay, now they're cheesy potatoes, and we'll mix them up to the best of our ability. Wow, look at the creaminess. It's like the cheese is gone and the flavor is on. All right, how does it taste? Even better. Ooh, this butter's cheesy. Wow, I really like that. We'll be back soon. Gonna keep caramelizing this shit up, and we'll cook our turkey. Ooh, spooky. Oh, where's my hat? Almost forgot. Gotta look cool. Gotta put it like this so I can't see nothing. Okay. Here's more butter. More butter is supposed to go in with this. That's what I was supposed to cook with in the first place. You probably could omit that step. Next up, we're gonna add the turkey. The good stuff. This turkey does not look like the good stuff, to be honest. Remove the meat diaper. This is 1 pound of ground turkey. The recipe that I was looking at called for 99% fat-free. So you know I went with that 85%. Was half the price, and all that turkey fat, of which there really isn't that much in the beginning, is gonna make it taste better. But also on the other side, have you had 99% fat-free turkey? Tastes like nothing. Don't use that. Don't use that. All right, next up, we're gonna make some chicken broth. And we're gonna use the chicken shits. I was hanging out with Jimbo this weekend and he was like, man, you gotta stop calling it that beef shits. And I was like, never stop. We really only need a cup. Come on! If the chicken shits doesn't cooperate, just fork it over. Wow, look at this. This is really fine cooking right here. All right, close enough. Set that aside. 1 cup chicken stock. Give this a mix. Okay, now a really weird ingredient we're using is jellied cranberry sauce. This is the shit that your grandma opened out of the can and then cut into circles. We're using that. I'm opening it upside down because I don't think the other side can be opened. And of course, because this basic recipe is a piece of garbage, we're gonna use 1/3 of a cup of this can. A serving is a 1/4 cup, and there are 6 servings. Therefore, there are 6/4, aka 1.5 cups, aka 1/3 of a cup is gonna be slightly more than a 1/4 cup. So I'm just gonna throw some in. That's it. That's the cranberry flavor. And we're gonna break it up. Now, this is gonna give some signature. This really looks awful at this point, doesn't it? It's gonna give it that cranberry turkey combo, which we all know that's an overpowered combination. It's on God's to-do list to nerf that in the next patch. Let's turn up the heat because I'm impatient. We'll just throw in the chicken stock. I tell you what, if you had turkey stock, which I think I actually do, that would have been the actual play. That up, no problem. Truly, this looks like garbage. Truly. I'm gonna go ahead and add some flour. This is about 2 tablespoons of flour. I'm gonna go ahead and add it now to let it cook out a little bit. It'll help thicken up this mix. So it can be a fancy gravy for your fancy Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas meal. I'm Phil S. Pumpkins. I tell you what, it turned from looking like garbage into something like holiday food real quick. Kind of looks way less bad now that there's not pink meat. I guess that's how food works, huh? At this point, I strongly recommend salting this food. I don't think we salted it at all at this point. The bacon could add some salt, but remember, when you're making wholesome food such as this, there's no hot flavor, there's no acid, so if you think about what makes things taste good, this is a fat and salt kind of deal, so just do that. Just do that. We're gonna let that cook for maybe another 5 minutes, and then we'll be in the home stretch for presentation. Oh, look what I found in my hat. It's my drink. Okay, our filling gravy shits is done, and you can tell because it's all gray and it's thick. Yeah! So, because we're doing this in a dish, this is like a 9 by 13, we take this and we dump. That's right, we dump for your pleasure. Now spread it out. That's right, after you dump, you spread it out. Now here is the most technical part of what we're doing. And I'll don my cheese hat because these potatoes have cheese in it. We're gonna spoon the potatoes over the dump. We'll give it another mix. Wow, it's the holiday season. Wow. Now you gotta be a little bit careful with this, right? Because it's a little loosey-goosey, a little wet. If you don't spread it out properly, it might be difficult to spread it over your wet dump. John's dying. I feel great. And what I have surmised so far is maybe we didn't make enough potatoes, but maybe we did, I don't know. So using the best of my abilities, which is really not that great, I'm gonna try to spread the potatoes over the mixture. And realizing my expectations for this dish, it's not gonna be perfect. No, it never was, but that's okay. I think maybe 2 more potatoes would have made that just about perfect. Or maybe a smaller spooning session, I don't know. But you can see I got a little bit of garbage on top. That's gonna be fine. It's gonna taste exactly the same. You can even use a fork. If you use a fork, you can create textures like this. Wow, look at this. This is such a mom power move right here. Okay, look at that. You see that texture? Now watch this. Crisscross applesauce. And now you're like, what the fuck, is this a pie? And yes, it is a pie. It's a shepherd's pie, you dumb bitch. That wasn't targeted at anybody. No one's a dumb bitch. Okay, now look, that looks professional, doesn't it? Let's salt it some more. We just gotta salt things. Salt is life. Okay, now this thingy, that's tasty. Slap this jalopy right in the oven. Keep your flammable jacket far away from the oven if you can. And there it shall bake for 30 to 45 minutes. We'll start with 30. Everything's fully cooked, so you do you. And we'll be back in a short time, the right time. All right, it's been about half an hour. Our pie is done because the gravy's coming up. Damn, that looks pretty good. Probably would have looked better if the gravy didn't come up, but you know, For us, I think that's pretty good. If you've got any sense at all, you'd let this rest for a couple minutes. But I don't. So I'm gonna flop in here and see if I can serve us up some fine pumpkin shepherd's pie. And if it's wet, well, it should be. Look at that beautiful plating. Check it out. If that's not sloppy jalopy, I don't know what is. Let's try this incredible dish. It's very good. Tastes like, it's really hot, so it's burning my mouth. It tastes like if someone took a whole Thanksgiving dinner and threw it in a blender and then ate it and then barfed it out onto a plate. That's what this tastes. But besides that, it's actually very wonderful. So it has all those familiar flavors from a holiday meal. The cranberry sauce actually comes through a little bit. It tastes like meat and potatoes. The bacon makes it taste like, you know, like bacon and green beans or whatever. The potatoes are creamy. There's a hint of pumpkin. It's a fun twist on a familiar dish, and I think it's really yummy. Yeah, this came out just fine. I like it. I'm gonna eat it. I hope you enjoy this spooky season with you and your family. What's going on, Vinny? You okay, buddy? Vinny says, Happy Halloweeners. That's how you do it. We'll see you next time on Pretty Good Cook. Eat!